Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Board Gaming Doctor. My name is Phil, and I'll be your board game doctor today. Now, in this interesting episode, I want to explain why I'm doing this in video format. I thought it would be fun to do so. Uh, what I typically did with the podcast back in the day was include a poll for everyone who visited the page on Board Game Geek to say, hey, Phil, you should play this game or that game out of a list of games that I wanted to play and found interesting at the time. And whichever game won the top one or two spots got a play and a review. And so I want to continue that tradition. I I love the input from the community, and I want to expand that input to the YouTube world as well and see how that works out. And so that's why I'm making this video, to see what the folks, what you guys want me to play and what you would like to hear about out of some of these games that I have recently looked at my collection list in the want to play filter on Board Game Geek and seen which games stood out to me as something that I wanted to play. Some of these games I've heard other people talking about recently, and it sparked that interest in me once again to give it a go and try to see what the game plays like. And yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there, and you don't need to be a Patreon to tell me what to do. So here are 5 games that in this upcoming month of June, most likely near the end of June, I will have some time later on to perhaps get to one or two of these games. But let me know, and I'll post. If you don't find it here on YouTube, it will be linked on Board Game Geek, but I'll find a way to have the post and the poll be linked and easy to find. But just as a quick overview of some of these games that I haven't played yet, but I would like to. So the first one is Altiplano. This is a 2017 game that boasts two things that I find really interesting. It's got bag building as a mechanism, and let's see if we can pull up a picture here. So I don't know how thematically integrated this game is compared to what you are doing mechanically, but it sounds like you are doing a lot of bag building things, which it's a standard mechanism these days, kind of in conjunction with deck building. And so I thought it would be fun to try this game out that I haven't had the chance to go to. And the second thing that really intrigued me about this game was the amount of resources that are present in this game. I want to say there are definitely more than 10 different resources that you can mess around with, and it's reminiscent of games with high resources such as Oret Labora and Le Havre from Rosenberg. And so that thing, that aspect of having a ton of resources present was interesting to me. And so it is an older game, and I have some catching up to do with this one if you choose to let me play this game. So I'm sure I'll even if any one of these games, if I haven't been able to play them or won't be able to play them based off of the poll, I'll play them at some time. But just to prioritize what you guys want to hear about. So the first one is Altiplano. The second one is Clash of Cultures. So this was highly brought up in comparison to when I was playing Epochs about a month ago by Jeffrey CCH as a civilization game that boasts a lot of similarities in the grandiosity that a lot of old-time civilization games, both tabletop and digital, boast. And so I did find a solo mode that is fan-made and unofficial on Board Game Geek that seems pretty well established and supported. And so I don't know if I would be able to play this game multiplayer, but knowing that I do have a solid option in playing this solo, I kind of wanted to continue my discovery into civilization games, and I think this would be the next step in that. There were some other civilization games that stood out on my list, but I think this is the highest ranked civilization game, or one of them, that I haven't played yet, and so I would like to try that out if that is something that you would like to hear about. The third one is Shipyard. Now, this is the second edition of Shipyard, an older game by Vladimir Suhi. I was able to play and review Evacuation, but I missed the opportunity to try this game out in the last year or so since its debut. And I like the aspect of this game. The many rondels that you have to choose from in this game seem interesting. After playing Woodcraft and Praga and other Suhi games that feature a rondel, I think the action selection mechanism is interesting. But I like the aspect of building your own ship as well. I think this is kind of a tableau builder and not only are you building ships, but they have different functions, such as what kind of cargo they carry, if I am not mistaken. And so I like the tableau building theme that this surrounds, and I think I've heard enough good praise of this game, or at least the first edition of this game, that I definitely want to try it out. Whether I would have to double check to see if the second edition is available on a site such as Tabletop Simulator, which is where I would go and demo it. But I think, regardless if it is the first or second edition, I think I would love to try this out, and just let me know if you think I should. Next is Scholars of the South Tigris. I did a review of Wayfarers last year, and haven't had the chance to approach Scholars yet. This is the second in the trilogy of the South Tigris line. I know that Inventors is slated for this year, and I don't know actually if that one is available to play online as well, but I know that Scholars is, and so this is quite a weighty game. I think it's a little bit heavier than Wayfarers is, using dice rolling and I guess some of these other mechanisms like area majority and probably some deck building or pool building based off of the dice that you are rolling. And so, yeah, just a solid game overall. It's gotten high praise, just like all of the other S.J. McDonald and Shem Phillips games of the past, and I did really enjoy Wayfarers as well. I thought there were a lot of unique things going on there mechanically, and so yeah, I am interested in trying this game out and seeing if that continues to be the case in the enjoyment that I find from these games. And finally, another blast from the past is Lignum. So this is an old-timer, or not old-timer, but an old-time worker placement game, at least the first edition. I forget when that was created. 2000 and we'll have to see, 15. Okay, so not too old, but still, this is one of the games that has been in the back of my mind for quite a while. It's got that dry sense of just Euro thematic sense that I really have enjoyed in games like Agricola and the farming simulation repertoire that Rosenberg has. And so I think thematically this fits in that line of something that I would enjoy. It is quite a heavy game as well, and you basically are cutting down wood. As far as I'm aware, you're cutting down wood and sending it off to be shipped and modified in certain ways. I think there is a kind of like a ratchet or rondel action selection mechanism as well that is utilized in this game. But it's basically worker placement and action selection and resource management, all overdone with a somewhat dry Euro theme that just seems like it is mechanically a fun game. So I'll throw this on the list as well. Maybe you guys would want to hear about an old game. And this is not to say that these are the only games that I will play this month. I have a couple of games that I want to play and review this month already lined up. I won't spoil the list just in case plans change, but I will have some other games planned ahead. And that's why I thought that I would post this out and see if you guys could help me plan out the end of my month by playing one or two of these games. So yeah, I'll include the link or the poll or however it works down in the description below for you to participate. But otherwise, thank you for consulting with me today, and hope you schedule an appointment with your board gaming doctor real soon. Take care.